Other than teaching and other than all things education, my other great love is economics. And this is coming into its own right now. Today, I've spent quite a lot of time just studying the consumer effects of what is happening, because that's what is real. That is what will affect our futures. And as everyone who knows me knows, I'm very much about future proofing life as much as possible. What do I mean by future proofing? What I mean is making life happen in a way that where we have shocks like this to our lives, it doesn't throw us off balance too much. Now, what we have to realize, first of all, to focus on this, is that this is the highest decline in this economy since the crash of 2000. And many of you won't even have been born in 2000 or will have been very young in 2000. But this is actually I think the fourth time this has happened in my lifetime, because I remember it happened. There was a decline in the 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties. Yeah, I've been through a few of them. And every time people react in a similar way. I'm not a big fan of theory, because I think theory is meant to be challenged. And I'm a big love of challenge. But economic theory sort of says that people react in herds. And we've seen that, haven't we? There's been a very much a herd mentality in response to the idea of lockdown, where everybody went and decided there was a scarcity that they had to respond to. And they went down to the shops and cleared the shelves, because somehow up here, the idea is if we clear the shelves, then we'll be okay. But the fact that everything is scarce actually doesn't make that the case. Because going back to my initial point, the economy is in the highest decline since the 2000. And when this happens, what it does is it shuts down the economy temporarily, and it closes down the productive potential of the economy. So business isn't running, funds aren't circulating, people aren't buying, the economy slows down, which makes that scarcity even greater for people, even people who have used their herd mentality and shopped and shopped and shopped. It's like saying, if we have it all now, it will be okay later. That is not actually the case. And even the government had to acknowledge this when they said, we can help you, we can develop these support schemes, but we can't guarantee there won't be hard times, because that is what they were referring to. They can't guarantee that, because when the economy slows down, there will be hard times. Let's think for a bit about the effect of a slowed down economy on the average UK household, the average global household. Let's not just hold it to the UK, because the response is pretty much the same throughout the world. And economic theory appears to be correct in this respect. People have less income coming in. Where's the proof? The government is supporting 80% of income in a household. So there is less income coming in. Now that 20% reduction is in effect 1 day's less pay per week. So what do people do? They adjust their spending. So there's less income in, less income out. The economy has to somehow absorb that 1 day, that 20% less spending, which people are doing in the economy. That 20% means a lot. And cumulatively, it's like a slowdown of 31% in productivity in GDP for the whole of the UK. That's a lot to recover from. Let me just leave you with that for a minute. So, a lot of people have been furloughed, and many people have had to be laid off. Somehow the economy has to come back together and provide economic productivity for these people. And also, it has to provide economic productivity for our young people coming up. What a job that will be, because there will be less jobs temporarily, less career opportunities temporarily, and more people as time goes by vying for the opportunities. We can't really sit around and wait to be the one, the people that get the chance to do what we want to do. We have to make ourselves available, make ourselves the ones that can actually get this economy moving again. Think about it. To be future proof, there are three vital pillars that need some TLC, and those would be, and I've got them written here because I did quite a lot of work on them today, would be self-care, looking after yourself, making sure that you are okay. Because if you're going to go out there and help rebuild your nation, you have to be okay first. Secondly, mental health, especially in children, right? I'm not saying that the adult mental health is not important. It is important, but we have this way that we think that young children don't think much because they're children, but they are actually feeling the effects of the lockdown as much as anyone else, because things are not normal, things are not what they expect it to be, and therefore they don't know how to respond to it, because they don't know what the future brings for them. Think of the young people. They can't see a future. We can't afford the mistakes of the past to happen again. We have to show them that there is a future. And physical health. Physical health is so important to stay economically productive. You need your physical health. So my call to action today is not to just respond in the herd mentality. Don't just respond in a way which says things will be okay if I sit and wait it out. Yes, we are kind of forced to sit and wait it out, but there are resources online which will help us wait it out in the most productive way to do our bit for the rebuilding process. To do our bit, because we've got key workers out there right now doing their bit to keep us safe. It's now for us to do our bit, keep ourselves ready to go out on the front line, rebuild the economy, rebuild the country, keep things great again. There's resources out there, and I'll be bringing some to you this week, which will help you to understand what you can do. And all of this can be done online, so there's no need to move out of home. But I especially want to do an edition on Wednesday about the effects of just waiting it out. It's not necessarily the case of saying the housing market, it would be good to strike, but I'll just wait a little longer. When we do that, it can be even more damaging. We need to make our decisions in an informed way. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm trying to break down the economics of the situation in as clear a way as I can. If you have any queries, please feel free to contact me on jgeducate.com, or you can comment in the boxes, in the comments below. Any way that is useful to you, please feel free to comment, because I want to help you to understand what is happening. You see, the sun just came out so brightly when we spoke to show us that there is a future. I want to help you through this position. I want to give you back some of the certainty. I want you to be able to, as a household, to make your decisions that keeps the economy moving. What I don't want us to do is to wait too long, lose our faith in ourselves, lose our faith in the economy, because that will only keep things stagnant, stale, and it'll take longer to get back to normal. Have a good evening.